Hi, it's Gina at Tarot in Time in Kent, Connecticut, and I'm here to give you a tarot reading for the month of December 2020. So happy to be out this last month. So let's see what we got going on. All right, this is pile number one that I'm starting with. I'm using this beautiful Tree of Life candle. I'm gonna leave it here, shimmer a little. And we're gonna start off here with the Ten of Pentacles. It's called the Ten of Boons in this deck. And it's really an invitation to come in. I love how they're just inviting you in. Kind of reminds me of this big table that I'm sitting here at. So I love when this table is full of people. I know we can't really do that much now during COVID, but I look forward to when we can do that again. And the invitation is come on in, come join us. It's a full fruition. 10 is the highest point in the minor arcanas. So it could be that you're being invited in for a meal around the holidays with your immediate family, keeping things simple, of course, during COVID, but really enjoying the people that you do get to be around. Now, 10, as I said, is the highest number in the minors, and in numerology, we look at 10, and when we break it down to one digit, it would be a 1. So there's going to be a shift in that dynamic. So enjoy it this month while you have it, because we're going to go into those winter months where things will be a lot quieter. So let's see what we've got next. So we've got the Two of Wands coming up. This is with the plant basil. So he's holding the world in his hand. Basil's so refreshing, renewing. I believe they call the basil oil the oil of renewal. Really helps with adrenal fatigue. And so this is really asking you, where do you want to go and who do you want to go with? So get charged up, feel good, so that when you are able to go, that you will be ready and you'll know who and what and where you want to go. And definitely, while we're talking about renewal, we have the Nine of Swords here. This is often referred to as the Nightmare card. She's got a lot on her mind. It's interfering with her sleep. So how are you sleeping? Because we know sleep is so important for us to feel well. Sometimes we forget, but we need it. We need it so badly, lots of it. So valerian is a plant that's often used for sleep issues and herbal remedies. So I would say take a look at if you're not sleeping well, maybe to speak with your naturopath, see what you can do to help yourself get some rest so that when you're able to go out and go back out into the world, that you're going to know exactly what you want to do, who you want to do it with, where you want to go, and you're going to feel good. Oh, look at that. We have the Nine of Swords again. So this is a real issue. And it also, I mean, it's so easy right now. All of us are feeling, this has been quite a year. And there's a lot on our minds, and there's a lot of worry. And so this becomes a huge energy leak because there's so many things that you want to do and invitations that you want to accept, and you can't do it if you're not getting the rest. So this is about choosing your thoughts, knowing that a lot of the things we stay up worrying about, most of those things aren't going to happen, and really putting rest as the priority because there's fun things coming, and you want to be able to say yes. Here's the Emperor, called the Command card in this deck. This is the Medicine Woman deck. I love this deck. So the Emperor has to make decisions maybe he doesn't always want to have to make because he's in charge for his tribe, that he has to think of the well-being of everyone. And so kind of reminds me of this first card here when we had like the whole family here. And we have the interests of the whole family and the whole tribe are very important right now. So I'm really feeling like you have a lot on your mind, and a lot of it's valid. There's a lot of responsibilities, there's work, there's all of those things that are there that you have to, worry about. But going back to really making sure you're resting. Here's the Seven of Pentacles. He's starting to harvest. Seven of Pentacles is usually the harvest isn't quite ready, but it looks like he's beginning. And we have the Strength card here. So your second major arcana that's coming up. So you've been working hard. You've been doing a lot. And just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. You're strong enough to do it, but what are the repercussions of all, look at all the baggage. What's the repercussions? Because it looks like the sleep is the repercussion. We have the Six of Earth here, Pine. This is so pretty. Look at that. There's a bonfire going. It almost looks, this reminds me almost like that table I was talking about again that you were being invited into. This table is outside in front of the fireplace, and it almost looks like there's like napkins and almost like invitations to come in. It's very decorated in that Christmassy kind of way. So I would say definitely take a look at, can you gather? Because it looks like you really need to gather with your people and you need that support. So can you have an outside gathering? Can you stay warm by the fire? Have a nice meal? This winter here in New England's been pretty mild so far. This is your second bonfire. This one has one too. So I'm really feeling like that could be really recharging for you. Nine of Swords makes me think of it. Swords is the mind, it's communication, but it kind of reminds me of like sitting in front of a television and that all that, I think it's blue light that comes off the television. It's not really good for us. It interferes with our sleep. So get outside. It's said that if you walk outside as the sun is setting, that it really helps with your sleep patterns. So I'm seeing a bonfire, and I really feel like it's in some way going to impact your vision, your head, if you're having headaches, that there's a need for a change of light. Here's the 10 of Challenges. So yeah, 10 of Challenges is swords in this deck, the Enchanted Forest deck. So yeah, it's really, the lack of sleep, the worrying, it's really getting to you. And hopefully it's reached its highest point now, so it can change. And we have the Lovers. So the Lovers, as much as it's beautiful, they look so in love, they're outside, enjoying each other, right? The Lovers is a Gemini card. It's ruled by air, right? Back to the Nine of Swords coming up, the 10 of Swords coming up. So there's choices. We know how relationships can set up our whole lives. The choices that we make about relationships set up years of our lives. And so really taking the time to make really clear choices, well thought out, making sure that you are really nurturing yourself. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Look how pretty this is. I'm forgetting the name of this deck right now, but I know it's like one of the most tattooed decks. It's really pretty. It's the back. So it almost looks like there's fire in here too. This tree stump and all the years, all the time that has passed. And this is an ace, so it's a 1. So there's something beautiful and new coming in. But it's almost like it's run these roads before. This is familiar. It's coming back to the same points, almost like your birthday when you have a solar return coming back to the same point. So I do think good things are going to come for you. I really, really feel like the bonfire is so important for you. And even if you don't have the space to be able to do that, even just lighting some candles, any kind of experience where you can be near some flame. A candle would be really good, especially if you're working on the computer a lot, to help with your eyesight. And so think about, accept the invitations that you can right now that you feel good about with COVID. Try to spend some time with the people that you love in safe ways. Try to do that outside. Try to sit near the fire. Maybe even if you can plan a holiday meal there. You are going to have to make decisions for the tribe, that you have to make sure that everyone's best interest is at heart. And as long as you make clear, conscious choices, which would mean maybe just taking a breath or two before you jump into giving an answer. And yeah, I see really great things coming for you, and you can get through this month and actually have a little bit of fun, okay? And some sleep. Okay, pile number 2, we're working with this crow candle. We'll leave that here. And let's see what we've got for pile number 2. So we're going to spend December in the sign of Sagittarius for approximately the first 21 days. So Sagittarius is a fire sign. I am a Sagittarius. I love this season. And so we're starting to move ahead. Things are starting to move quicker. Sagittarius is all about higher learning, about travel, even though I know that's hard right now, but we can start thinking about it, start thinking about where we want to go, what we want to do, what brings us excitement, right? Maybe all we can do is watch a travel show right now, or make a vision board that has the places that we want to go to on it. Okay, let's see what we have for pile number 2. And we're starting off strong with the Tower, but this is such a great version of it. This is mushroom. Look at that. This is the Herb Crafter's tarot. So whatever, it's breaking down. The mushroom is living off the old log, right? So through the log decomposing, it's giving the mushroom life. So the Tower, you know, it's ruled by Uranus. It's usually depicted as that bolt of lightning that comes in. It's unpredictable. We don't know. And it removes, sometimes I feel like it just removes things that maybe we would never let go of. And so here, the Tower, it's breaking down, but it's producing something beautiful, something healing, something nourishing as mushrooms, or many varieties of them. Okay, let's see what else we've got. We're talking about the month of December 2020 for pile number 2. We have the 3 of Spells, which is traditionally called the 3 of Wands. Look how pretty that is. So putting it out there, the ideas, the creativity, really putting it out there. Now you've got the Moon card. We just had the full moon yesterday, full Gemini moon. Here they are howling at it. So the moon, okay, well, let's see. I want to come back to that. Now we have the 4 of Spells. So we had the 3 and now we have the 4. And it looks like a little fairy party there. Heading in, there's quite a celebration. So both piles so far, I'm really getting that there's like these opportunities to gather with our families in small groups safely. But it looks like a real lot of fun is happening. The moon rules the home, right? Safety of the home. It also can be a little bit foggy. It's very cloudy, very Pisces kind of card. It's also about trusting our intuition, what's best. Got the Ace of Bowls or the Ace of Cups. Again, 2 people gathering together, and then it almost looks like, I like to think of this person up here almost like an ancestor that's just so happy to see the 2 in this relationship together. Drinking of a cup that's nourishing to both of them. And so there's a lot of joy there. And what's coming up for me is that something maternal, your mother, your grandmother, someone who is on the other side. There's like, it's almost like they're present with you now, and they're happy to see the friends and the relationship that you have going on, and they're there with you through that celebration. Here's the Hanged Man. It's called Suspended Person, and it's kelp. Now, kelp is a seaweed that's really beneficial to eat. It's often in miso soup. It's super high in minerals. And so the suspended person or the Hanged Man is said that his higher power is holding him by the ankle, holding him upside down. And so even though there's these delays, 2020 has felt like the Hanged Man pretty much the whole year, there's this nourishment that's going on. Here's the 8 of Challenges. So yeah, 8 of Swords. There's some things that you're worried about. There's some things that you're feeling bound to. And we have the 8 of Pentacles here. Look at that spider web. I really like that one. So the spider's busy making this web to catch what it wants, catch its next meal. And it takes a lot of detail, a lot of time to build that web. Let's come back to that, see what else we have going on here. Okay, here's the Three of Swords. It's an interesting one. So it's almost like this is the tree here, and it's healed from this injury. The swords are coming out of this heart-shaped rock down here. So there's some old wounds that have already gone through the healing process. Yeah, they've really impacted you, and they are still, like, you're still very aware that they happened, but let's not go there again. Let's not bring up, especially in gathering with your family, let's not bring up the wounds that have already healed. Let's not rip that back open, because that's going to get very painful and I'm getting a very defensive, like it's not going to go well. So let's move forward. Let's not keep going back and going through what's been. And here's the King of Wands. He is all about moving forward. This is cinnamon, spicy, ready to go. He's quite a traveler. So what I'm getting is don't be held to the past things that have happened. I'm definitely feeling a lot of like feminine, mom, grandma kind of thing on the other side. Let's move forward. Let's invite them into your life or in for the holidays in an uplifting way, and let's not go back into the old wounds. Nothing good is going to come out of it. You're just going to feel more bound. And right now, the last thing that anybody wants to feel is more stuck than we already do. Because even though we might not be traveling everywhere, all of a sudden we sure want to, right? So King of Wands, let's just be forward moving. Let's think about what's exciting, what brings us joy, passion, what really sparks us up. And then here's the Death card. So there are big changes coming. And let's not keep running over the old stuff that's just gonna rot and smell. It's not gonna be anything helpful. I'm gonna pull a couple more. I've got this nice oracle deck here, Everyday Witch. I just wanna pull a couple more. We've got Water Magic. Kind of following her recipe there and making this magic. And let's see what else. One more for advice here. Change in progress. Yeah, coming in next to the King of Wands. So there's no, the past is done. The things that have happened, you got to move on from it, because it's almost like the water magic has like gotten this water moving, these emotions moving, and now you can get on your raft and move past it. So let's move forward with the emotions. Let's not get caught up, and because otherwise it's not going to go well, and you're gonna feel more bound. And so you've got this. You can do this forward movement. I know you can. And what needs to be broken down right now is being broken down, and it's being made into something beautiful. So let it go. Enjoy your family as much as you can, small groups, and know that this too shall pass, and use your emotions to push you forward instead of just getting caught up in this web, and it's not gonna go well if you get caught up in the web. Okay, so I'm gonna pull one more for the last bit of advice for you to make the most of this month. Imagine and envision. You got it. Get your vision board going. Start thinking about how you want to feel, where you want to go, because this month is going to be a blink, and next year more movement, and so really start putting your energy there. Okay, pile number 3, I've got this pretty owl. We sell these at our sister store, Chestnut Woodworking, an antique flooring company. They're located next door to us in Kent, Connecticut. We're sharing a space. Okay, let's see what we've got going on for pile number 3 for December 2020. We're starting off strong here with the Lady, or the Empress, and She is ready to give birth. Look at her. I do not envy her. Her surroundings are ripe. It's spring, everything. There's just so much beauty. And she's going to give birth to something new. So, are you ready to give birth to something new this month? Something exciting? Let's see what we've got. All right, well, Seven of Swords, you're busy, busy, busy. It looks like writing up contracts, writing that book, putting down the other thoughts. Let's see, he's putting down his thoughts, trying to step away so he can really focus on the exact things that he needs to write down, the things that need his attention, very pressing. And it's 7, so it's the spiritual path, and it's your thoughts that are there that are helping you with moving forward and giving birth to something new. So do you have something to write? Do you have something to say? Is there something that needs to be recorded down? Now's a good time to do it, because you think you're going to remember forever, and you're not. And you are getting the High Priestess, the peony. So the High Priestess works off of intuition. She's a very watery card. Look at, she's blindfolded. So she's not working off of logic. She's working off intuition, trusting her intuition, and really tapping into the intuition to create something beautiful. It's a 2, so it's in relationship to anything co. Let's see what we get next. Very feminine energy here. Very creative. And now we have the Medicine Wheel. So this is the 3rd major arcana so far that we pulled. This is called Slippery Elm. I love Slippery Elm. It's so soothing. It's in a lot of throat coat kind of style teas. And the Medicine Wheel, it looks like they're all, like there's a place for people to gather there. Card number 10. See, we're going to come back to that. Let's see what else we have. I mean, the Medicine Wheel is definitely, it's the Wheel of Fortune traditionally, and it's a Sagittarius card. So really feeling like there's like, almost like gathering in an outdoor classroom is what this is making me feel like. And that there's this opportunity for higher learning this month. But not the kind of like logical higher learning, like some kind of intuitive art. And the Tower's coming up again. It's hitting the top of the tree. It's taking that top of it off. The lightning bolt is hit. So the excess is being trimmed. The tree's still stable. It's still there. It's a story that won't be forgotten. It actually makes a really good story. And he's writing down the story. Got the Queen of Pentacles here, out there in nature, coming in right next to the Medicine Wheel, and she's got all these plants, herbs. I'm getting herbal studies from this, something natural. 4 of Water, mint. Yeah, mint just takes something like water and just brings it to the next level with this beautiful plant. This is such a mellow situation. All the cards are really expressing like, go outside. I know it's December here, but it doesn't quite look that nice out. But there's a need to be outside, to accept that there's this space right now to kind of quiet down a little bit. It's not going to stay this way forever. What can we do during it? So really nourishing. 4 is often the time of pause. Water is our emotions, and really just like tweaking, like, oh, okay, drink more water, but put some mint in it, and it's like so much easier to drink more water. So really just giving ourselves little extras. Here's the Balance card. It's actually the Justice card. It's called Balance in the Medicine Woman deck. And those two little people down at the bottom are just balancing that world out. Right? You don't have to do it alone. There's cooperation. So what we have next? We have the King of, he's called the Keeper of Challenges here, but he's the King of Swords. So he's very discerning. He's an ultimate businessman. He looks a lot like the gentleman, even though these are different decks here. So he's got to get his business done. He's got to write down his thoughts. That's how his success comes. I don't like how they call it challenges. I really just would rather call it swords. It doesn't have to be a challenge. Look at the details. Make clear decisions. We have the Five of Boons, Five of Pentacles. It's a little bit of like the poor me kind of attitude. It's like they've got crumbs on their plate there. So it's easy to fall into the poor me. It's such a human thing to do, right? But we have help. You can help to balance it out. Things are being removed that no longer serve you. Here's the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, look at her. Just rolling around in the mud. She's got everything she needs. She's so happy. So what I'm getting from each pile that we've read is the real need to be outside, to really appreciate nature, to understand that there's things that are being removed out of our way that we no longer need, to enjoy the simple things, the mint in our water, to know that we're not alone and that it's easy to fall into the poverty mentality, the poor me mentality, thinking it's never going to change when all life is change. So enjoy the fun, enjoy the mud, enjoy taking your time to write down your thoughts, to giving birth to the new idea that's coming out this month, to trust your intuition, not just your thoughts, but also to write when you feel that urge. Get outside in nature. If you can get involved in any kind of outdoor classroom situation, that would be really helpful for you. Even if you're just signing up for one for the spring, just something to look forward to about that. Knowing you're not alone and balancing this out, taking the few breaths before you make the decisions, and to have fun, and to know that you're not destitute. Okay? Thank you for joining me. Have a great month.